If you were to look behind me right now, my room is a mess. And there's a reason for that. I am packing up to go on a 3-week vacation with my family, taking a motorhome trip, and in the middle week, we'll be up at Minnesota, a spot we usually go every summer. So this is kind of a large block in the road in terms of New Frontier Craft development and posting videos with Joey. My family does this very often. I mean, there's a reason for that. My dad owns a business, and it can get really stressful, and so much is happening, and trying to stay on top of everything. So he likes to go on vacation very often just to get away from everything and just take a break every once in a while. So I end up being dragged along on many vacations. I am fortunate, and I'm not saying I'm complaining about that, but it does get in the way of New Frontier Craft like it usually does. So, I have a new plan. And this new plan is, I'm going to be calling it my final push. And I say my because, well, I'll explain that in a moment. I don't believe I've given New Frontier Craft a serious chance to grow. I did launch 1.8.4 with a fair amount of velocity, but I really didn't spread that much despite what I said. That's because I was afraid of making the community too big rather quickly. Because what I didn't want happening was just starting up everything again, the server, the community, and 1.8.4 all at the same time, and have it crash down on itself again. Because of some bug, or the community overflowing and not being able to control it, and things getting out of hand on the server with griefing. I don't know what would happen. So I was a little hesitant to actually grow it that much, so I spread it very mildly throughout YouTube. Some people said they've seen my comments here and there on a few videos, and that is correct. It's only a few videos I really posted, and I was hesitant. Now I think we're ready. Once I get 1.8.5 coded, that will be sort of a 1.8.4 polish with some new stuff. Because I tried to get 1.8.4 out as fast as I could without having any serious big bugs. 1.8.5 is cleaning up all the things I forgot to do, and again, adding in new stuff. So the plan is, because I'm going on this vacation for 3 weeks, there's going to be a lot of time sitting in that motorhome driving, and I don't think I'd be driving. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be coding 1.8.5 as much as I possibly can without burning myself out. Like, that's actually one of the reasons I've had concerns with NFC recently, again, because I've always had concerns with NFC, but more than usual, because I have kind of lost interest in Minecraft a bit again. So I gotta be really careful about not burning myself out, because I get caught up in trying to do as much as I possibly can, but when I get a little too far into that, it burns out for me. But when I was making that contest video, I was like, dang, New Frontier Craft has some potential. Like, I love these buildings, and they look so cool, and it makes me think of old Minecraft. And I was having fun making the video and putting the music in the background and announcing the winners, and I was like, alright, I'm going to have to give New Frontier Craft one serious last push before summer ends. So that's what I'm doing. So it'll be 3 weeks. I will develop 1.8.5 to my fullest ability, perhaps add in a couple things that I didn't speak of before if I get the idea and I have pretty much completed it. Now, what's going to be a priority in the first place is updating a couple plugins on the server before I really dive into developing 1.8.5 to being complete. Because we've had some recent issues with griefing, actually, and that's because some people build a lot and just don't have the ability to claim everything they built because of 25 power and being able to claim 25 chunks, and that often just isn't enough if you're on the server quite often. So I will be modifying factions. I have recently figured out how I can do that, and I'll be having it so that, or this is the current plan, but in some way I'll be having it that over time, or like, you'll be able to get a lot more power over time, whether it be just because of time or because you purchase more land with money or something like that, and you basically can get a ton of land after being on the server for a while. I'm not sure if I've mentioned before, but someone sent me on the Quistones channel a huge pack of plugins for beta 1.7.3 Bukkit. Like, oh my goodness, big. I have never seen some of them before. So that's a whole new thing I gotta explore while I'm out for the many hours I'll be on the road, and just see what I can do. Like, one of the things I really popped up was a plugin called Jobs, which I think would be really awesome if I could, as like an admin, put jobs up for people to build outside of the contest, and then pay people for building that stuff together. I think that'd be pretty awesome. So I'm actually going to put plugins as a priority, just so then, anti-griefing and whatnot on the server. And then 1.8.5. So expect, like, factions to be updated within the next few days. I think what I'm going to be doing is, like, if I do it solely time-based, it'll be like, you'll get 1 more power every hour you play, and you can get up to 256 power, which is 16 by 16 chunks. So you could really play a lot of New Frontiercraft and get a lot of land if you really want to. But, I think that'd be pretty balanced. I mean, if you're on for like 10 hours... Or maybe I might decrease it a little bit, because 10 power in 10 hours... I'll figure something out. Anyways, once I get 1.8.5 done and polished up, then it'll be my final push. What I'll be doing is, I feel like after I get plugins set up, and I might get like more admins set up on the server, and change the TeamSpeak slightly, because we had it publicly posted on our video there, and random people would come by and just kind of be in the TeamSpeak and kind of troll things by just saying vulgar things. So what we might do is instead put signs up on the spawn just saying the TeamSpeak IP address at that moment, because it has changed. It's not the same thing in the video anymore. And then it can just change. If it changes, just people warp to spawn, look at that, and then people passing by on the YouTube channel can't get in because they don't know the IP, because you can only be on the server to be able to get that. I think that's a pretty good plan. And again, I'm going to be updating the server quite a bit, not just the plugins, not just possible future admins that I'll be setting up, but also the spawn, try to update that instead of just having the signs that are like, hey, this server is kind of new. No, finally get some directions and rules and how to be on this, like, actively be in the server properly with factions and chess shop, and I don't know. I'll get that updated. If not, possibly Joey will. So then once that's done, and 1.8.5 is done, then will be my final push. I feel like I am ready for a big community. I've been kind of hesitant to really go after a big community, but after those 3 weeks, and I'm back for August, most of August, it's my final push. If we get to 100 subscribers, I will continue with New Frontiercraft development. If not, don't expect anything. So, we'll see how things play out. Thanks for playing New Frontiercraft, and I'll see you on that server.